Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tequila B with TruLuv Designs, and I want to share this easy little project with you. Very simple. It's a very simple pattern, and this is the Stephanie Travel Toiletry and Cosmetic Bag Sewing Pattern. Now, this pattern goes on sale today at ellieandmac.com. I want to say it's $3.50 this week. It's on sale, but I just thought I'd share this project with you all because it is fairly simple and easy to construct. And I'm going to be honest, I made some mistakes, but the bag is still okay. All right. So this pattern comes in 3 sizes: small, medium, and large. There are only 3 or 4 pattern pieces to this pattern, depending on whether or not you count the long and short bias binding pattern pieces as one pattern piece or not. And then you have your pattern piece for your handle, and then of course your main pattern piece for your bag. This pattern does use woven fabrics. You will need a zipper. Depending on the size of the bag you make, you'll need a different length zipper. Also, you will need some interfacing. Depending on how lightweight your fabric is, you do want your bag to be kind of sturdy so it can hold its shape. So depending on how thick or how thin your fabric is, you may need interfacing. So let's just start with mine. I did use this lightweight kind of denim fabric. I've used it before on a previous project that I shared with you all. It does have like a suede-like finish to it. And I used a purple zipper because my daughter really had asked me for a cosmetic bag and she likes the color purple. So I thought it would be cute to just throw this purple zipper on there for her. And she really, really liked it. Now, I will show you the bag. So my fabric is a lightweight woven denim. So you see it's a little flimsy. I did use some interfacing, but because it's so thin, it could have used a little more structure or heavier weight fabric, maybe interfaced both pieces. I don't really know. But this is the side handle. So this is a bag that you would carry like this. You'd carry this bag like this. And I like the side handle versus the loop handle. So you do have a couple options with this bag pattern on how you want your handle to be. It can either be the handle like this, or I'm just going to use this pattern piece for an example. The pattern piece that makes a loop like this, and it would hang off your bag. You can have a hanging one, kind of like something you could stick your whole hand in and carry, like a wristlet almost. So those are your 2 options for your handles. Like I said, I like this one, so this is the one I chose. And I will also show you the zipper. This is a 14-inch zipper. And this is the size small bag, and I used a 14-inch zipper, and I had like barely maybe this much hanging off on both ends of my bag. So this is a small, it took a 14-inch zipper. So for your medium and your large, you will need longer zippers. Now this zipper, very functional, closes and opens easily. Okay, and then my lining, I just used the same fabric for my lining as I did the outer. So the wrong side of this fabric looks like this. And I also used this as a lining for a McCall's bag that I made. So this is what my lining looks like. And then once you have your lining in, you're also going to finish your raw edges with some bias binding. So you can use pre-made bias binding that you already have, or you can use the fabric that you're using for the bag and use the binding pattern pieces to make your bias binding. Now, I did think about that option, but I just felt that was a little bit too much trouble when I already had some already made bias tape. And plus, with this fabric already being lightweight and barely holding its shape and structure, I did want to use the bias tape because it will kind of give it that structure that it needs around the edges, like where it comes together like that. But overall, this pattern is easy to put together. A beginner could definitely make this pattern. And even if you're a beginner, don't limit yourself. Ellie Mac has some great patterns for beginners. The instructions are very straightforward. They are in color, and almost all of them come with a tutorial that you can find on YouTube. But the only time I use the tutorials is if it's a skill I'm not really sure about, or I haven't quite learned or gotten down like I should. I'll use the tutorials, but most of the time I try to follow the directions so that I can give valuable feedback to you on how easy or how difficult the instructions are to follow. So I do try to follow the pattern instructions because everyone doesn't write their pattern instructions the same either. So I like to know that I can follow a pattern maker's pattern instructions. So that part. I will be making more of these bags because I really like it. Like I said, I want to make one a little sturdier, and then I want to make some of the bigger ones. Now you can also use these for like, of course, your cosmetics. If you're traveling, you're flying, you can put your little carry-on items in it, your toiletries. If you make the bigger bag, you can also use it like to carry your shoes around in, things like that. Keep your shoes nice, neat, and secure. Be sure to check the description box for the link to Ellie and Mac where you can purchase this pattern. Again, I believe it is on sale for $3.50. So head on over to Ellie and Mac, get yourself a pattern, and make yourself a cosmetic bag. You know us ladies, we can never have too many bags. And I can just imagine some of the fabrics that you all would use to make these bags in. I can only imagine. They'd be gorgeous. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe so that you don't miss out on more videos like this in the future. Until next time, keep sewing.